Welcome to the mayhem, my fellow Cannabians. I am Weeder McGrowin, and this is 420 News, brought to you exclusively on US Weed Channel and USWC Rocks Radio. You won't believe our top stories tonight. On tonight's docket, we wander into Kalamazoo, where they're devising delightful new ways to blow their cannabis tax windfall. Yes, the green is helping steer the city's changes, and not just on your couch at home. It seems the tax revenue will be channeled into community improvement projects and services. Talk about high aspirations, but one has to wonder, will these changes actually roll out smoothly like a finely crafted joint, or will they get bogged down in the weeds of bureaucracy? Cynically speaking, if government projects were as fast as cannabis legislation, we'd still be waiting for fire. Well, thumbs up, Kalamazoo. Let's see if this new use of funds creates a buzzworthy change, or just leaves us with a contact high of disappointment. Stay tuned on newsweedchannel.com for more details. Idaho, the state famous for potatoes and, apparently, a penchant for outdated policy. Amidst the national wave where cannabis seems greener on every shore, Idaho's campaign for legalization tops the Cannabis Business Times in July, drawing attention like a police sniffer dog at a music festival. While many states are toeing the line with progressive policies, Idaho appears stuck in the Prohibition era, where plants might as well come with an ASBO warning. But fear not, my stoner constituents. Campaigns are underway to plant the seeds of change and weed out these antiquated laws. One must wonder if they think they'll dig up a sense of utopia by banning the bud. Spoiler alert, not likely. Let's hope the potato state can soon add a little more greenery to their diet. After all, even the most noxious weeds can inspire a budding revolution. Whether they'll catch up with the rest of us remains to be seen. Until then, we watch with bated breath and a packed bong. Hold on to your bongs, folks! NCS Analytics is offering up NCS Thea, now a standalone lending intelligence platform for cannabis financial institutions. Yes, the green industry finally has its very own Sherlock Holmes, minus the deerstalker hat and questionable addiction. NCS Thea provides comprehensive data analysis, helping banks and lenders navigate the murky waters of cannabis financing. It's like having a GPS for your wallet. Finally, you won't get lost on the way to financial bliss. Of course, this raises a question. If a lending platform falls in the forest and no one can find it on Google, does it really exist? But in all seriousness, here's to more transparency in cannabis finances, which might finally light the way to a haze-free future. If you want the details, puff over to usweedchannel.com. Governor Greg Abbott of Texas, the chap who decided hemp should grace the fields of his fair state back in 2019, is now presiding over a bit of an eviction party. Businesses that once budded with promise are now being weeded out faster than a Texas tumbleweed. So what's changed in the Lone Star's outlook? It seems the excitement for hemp has dried up quicker than a desert drought, with regulatory challenges and legal hurdles turning the industry into a right pickle. While a new wave of lawmakers keeps tinkering with legislation, business owners are left wondering if their industry is going up in smoke. One could say the only things thriving are confusion and anxiety. It's funny how fast the winds can change. One minute you're the cash crop hero, the next you're the wind-blown zero. Time will tell if Texas finds a way to make hemp grow again, or if it turns out Abbott's ambitions were a bit half-baked from the start. Deutschland, where the sausages are plentiful and the cannabis insurance, not so much, are rallying with the enthusiasm of Oktoberfest to overturn recent cuts to cannabis insurance coverage. In a move that has left many patients feeling like they've been given an empty stein at a beer hall, these groups are doing everything in their power to fight back. These cuts have forced patients to pay out of pocket, leaving them in a financial pickle without the dill. Cynics among us might say that these insurance companies are trying to trim the grass instead of the budget. Will the passionate pleas of these German patients change the minds of insurers? Or will it all be as effective as whispering to a worst? Time will tell if the insurance giants can reforesee their decision. Gather round, my herbal jury! The Supreme Court has done a little cabin upgrade, and it's not for a weekend getaway. They've eased the federal firearms ban for cannabis users. Yes, you can now pack heat while packing your pipe. Isn't it refreshing when the long arm of the law finally stops reaching into our cookie jars? Or should I say, our stash boxes? However, Before you start digging through your gun safe, just remember, for every step forward, there's usually a zigzag path of legal loopholes. The situation's as clear as bong water after a party, my friends. So, keep your eyes peeled and your papers rolling. Who knew the land of the free would find liberty as intoxicating as we do? Now, it appears that the medical marijuana movement has turned the thin blue line into more of a green blur. According to AOL.com, law enforcement is finding their jobs more complex with the rise of medicinal cannabis. Imagine telling someone you're just growing medicine and their eyebrows raising higher than your plants on a hot summer day. What's the issue? Well, officers are now doing a different kind of joint operation, trying to differentiate between medicinal usage and the smoky things that make you see colors in a Pink Floyd concert. It's truly tough work when deciding if someone's just having a chill day or all the way chillaxing with their buds. Yet, understandably, the challenge is real. But hey, at least they can solve their workload stress with a nice herbal tea now, right? In La Mesa, California, the penny-pinching days are over as the city council votes to raise the cannabis levy to 5%. Previously holding the title for the county's lowest cannabis tax, La Mesa has decided to cash in on the greener side of economics. It's almost like they've realized that money, much like a good joint, shouldn't go up in smoke without a good cause. Now, this might leave some local dispensaries going up in puffs of their own, pondering if this is a buzz or a bummer. But hey, someone's got to fund those potholes, right? La Mesa's cannabis tax hike is a shining example of the classic political move: give with one hand and take with the other. The dry irony here: do they need new revenue because they're burnt out on the old ways? Keep on blazing, La Mesa, keep on blazing. Hold on to your bongs, folks. It's time for a bit of bureaucracy with a side of hemp. The DEA is nearing the end of its marijuana rescheduling hearings. They've been debating whether our favorite herb should step down from its current schedule, which I believe is somewhere between nuclear warheads and Terminator robots. It's like watching a slow-motion train made of paperwork, headed to a destination nobody's ever been. The question on everyone's mind: will the DEA finally realize weed is less dangerous than a sunburn at Burning Man? Or will they keep it locked away next to substances that cause people to dance like it's a high school prom? For now, we can only speculate and hope they find clarity. Although, considering the timing, there's a good chance their clarity might just go up in smoke. It's finally happening, folks! Utah is rolling out the green carpet for a new independent medical cannabis pharmacy. They're looking to plant it in what's being generously termed an underserved area. I suppose we all know underserved is a polite way of saying you live where Starbucks fears to tread. But fear not. This new pharmacy aims to provide herbal hope to those tired of having to trek to the green pastures beyond their borders. At least now, their neighbors won't have to feel guilty about watching Breaking Bad as a documentary. Let's be honest, Utah has been tiptoeing around this issue like it's a burning bush. But hey, it's about time the land of mountains and Mormons expanded its horizons a bit, no? Kudos to them for taking one small step for man, but one giant leap for kind. Those are your updates today, my puffers and puffettes. Try not to get caught up in the madness. Stay grounded and lifted and be good humans. Remember to support all things US Weed channel as we create a voice for Canadians worldwide. Like, love, share, and definitely get the app. This is Weeder McGrowin with 420 News on US Weed channel. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow.